we are talking Hard Rock Los Cabos. And if you love Los Cabos in Mexico, you're going to absolutely love this resort. It is a review from my recent stay there in last fall with my family, which I just absolutely loved. And if you don't know me, I am Mandy Horn, the Traveling Compass and Global Dream Vacations. I will be your host, Global Experiences. And I really feel like that it really works well, especially if you have a different mix of kids, everyone, right? There's certain places that we send people when we want a resort that has different options for different people going. So if you're not familiar with Los Cabos, I'll bring up a picture here for you. It is absolutely, this is the kind of the famous iconic marker of Los Cabos is the arch, and absolutely beautiful. This is on the Pacific side of Mexico, so you can see those nice big waves, very majestic, just an absolutely beautiful beautiful location. And like I said, we had chose Los Cabos for a couple of different reasons. We've done the Caribbean side, frequently, and I am a Pacific girl at heart. I have family from California, and so that is where I'm used to when I think of ocean. And so I love Los Cabos. It's so beautiful. The ocean is so majestic and crisp, and the blues, and when I think of the ocean, I think of the Pacific. And so I really wanted my kids to get to experience that. So we were really excited to get to take them. And we were traveling not just with our family, but with an additional family. And as friends, we were all going. And so I have a picture of our crew here to show you. Yep, that's all of us at one of the restaurants at Los Cabos. And you can see, what you cannot see is my daughter on my lap, who was 3 at the time, just barely 3 at the time. So we were traveling with teen all the way down to babies. So we had a super big variety of ages going with us on this particular trip. And the resort really held up well for people that wanted something for kids and something for adults and for a lot of different ages. Sometimes it's hard to find. Some resorts are little kid oriented. Some resorts are maybe more teen or adult oriented. But we really felt like Hard Rock had something for all of us, and we felt very welcome there. But I would also say, as each resort has a different personality, sometimes resorts are super, like, you feel like you're at Chuck E. Cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is so it's so many kids and so family centric that sometimes it can be too much. And I really felt like Hard Rock hit a really good medium, where you could be a couple there and not feel like you were in with a ton of kids, and you could be a family there and not feel awkward or feel like your children weren't welcome. And so it really works well for like multi-generational families, like grandparents and different families that want to travel together. This is a really great option for a hotel because everyone was welcome, everyone had things to do, everyone had a place, but no one felt like, I wouldn't have taken this vacation unless I was coming with my nieces and nephews or whatever. There really were great spaces and a high level of service and things that just really made for a lovely trip. So let me start off with, I'll bring up a picture here of Hard Rock Los Cabos. You can see this is from their main lobby. There's a balcony. You can stand out here, and this is kind of their main iconic activity pool. This is an early morning shot, and you're looking out over that to the Pacific Ocean. So the main portion of the resort kind of sits in a U, but there's additional buildings beyond that. We stayed in one of the family rooms, which I really, really loved for families. And if you're traveling with kids, one of my pet peeves is that there's not enough space. And for the travel realm, we have 3 children, which means that we are a big family for the travel realm. Anything over 2 children is considered a lot in the family realm, and sometimes hotels cannot accommodate you. What I love about the Hard Rock at Los Cabos was that it has this particular family room type, which is 2 guaranteed connecting rooms, one with a king bed and one with 2 double queen beds, which is like just perfect for our family. Everybody has space. It gives us 2 bathrooms, which is really, really nice if you're trying to get kids in from the pool to get them ready for dinner at the end of the day. 2 showers, 2 sinks, 2 toilets, it makes it so much easier than just 1 bathroom, and a lot of space for sleeping, which was so nice because, as we all know, like if you're not sleeping, you're not having a great time, and that just everybody having more space in the beds and not all together meant we could have a little privacy for mom and dad, and the kids would get up early because of the time change, and they would watch cartoons while we slept in. So it was really fabulous. So let me show you this resort, the resort room. So this is the kids side. It has 2 queens, and I cannot tell you how much I love the fact that it has queen beds. A lot of resorts will only have doubles, and this does not work well as you get to the higher end of ages for teens and tweens. Sometimes they're getting too big to share with their sibling, and like a double bed, a true double bed, it gets too tight. But with the 2 queens, there's a lot of room, even if you're traveling with teens or young adults. Lots of room for them to share that, and for mom and dad to still have the connecting room king. So this was the view from our balcony. You can see off to the side a little bit that there is a tub there. And this resort is fairly new. When we went, it had only been open a few months. And so what you're seeing is some construction that was coming off the left side where they're building a new portion of the building. And that they'll continue to work on that and grow this as they go here. So like I said, this is the 2 beds. And now this is like the little seating area. Both connecting rooms had this. There is a sofa bed in there. So if you had a situation where some siblings did not want to share a bed, you could pull out a sofa bed on the king side to give additional space. But the seating area was really nice. It gave our kids some place to sit and us to sit. Like both my husband and I tend to work while we travel, and that area and a little desk beyond it makes it really easy for us to not just be on top of one another or have all our stuff in the bed. And to sit and enjoy our balcony and ocean view is really nice. So I really liked this aspect of the room. Now let me pull these up here. This is the bathroom. And like I said, we have 2 of these. So you have a really nice walk-in shower, and then you're going to have a double vanity. Again, they're going to have amenities in there, like the hair dryer, and of course shampoos, which were my son's favorite. He liked them so much he brought them all home. But we had 2 of those bathrooms, so much room to get everyone ready, which was really just fabulous for me as a mom. And I loved that aspect of the room. Lots of space. I'm very picky about air conditioning when I travel. We like the rooms to be cold. That's how we sleep best, and that works great. There's a lot of really great storage in these rooms, from wardrobe closets and just little nooks and crannies that made it really easy to get things put away, and not have to always have stuff out, especially with kids, because we were traveling, I said, with a young child. So we had her diapers, and we had her puddle jumpers, and we had other things that just really made it so that we had space to put their stuff and all their suitcases and all of that. So and there is a separate water closet. I didn't mention that, but the bathrooms were super spacious. They worked great. The family room was a really big win for our family. Now there are certain room types that you can't get with the family room. They're located in certain portions of the building. So depending on what view type and other things you want, that may not work. That you may not be able to get different views or things with the family room. But if what you want is space and to accommodate kids, it was absolutely fabulous. We were big fans of that. Now let's get on to the food at Hard Rock. We really enjoyed our stay. Here we're doing teppanyaki. The teppanyaki people were fantastic, working with our kids, making it fun for them. They got them up and cooking, which we absolutely loved. It was so fun to see them get involved in that, and I have video of it. It's a really fun memory. The Asian was probably our favorite. They do have both teppanyaki tables as well as seated tables. And it's pretty common for all-inclusives to have that happen. So we went ahead and made reservations, because you do need to. Hard Rock does need reservations in order to do dinners. So you'll want to get those early in your stay. You want to take care of them like your first or second day, or ahead of time if you can, to make sure that you're getting into the restaurants you want. Some people are not aware of that when they come, and they end up being disappointed because they don't make reservations. They show up and they can't eat where they want. So Asian place was fantastic. We actually probably like the non-teppanyaki side better, because we could order more sushi, and the Sushi Bar was fantastic. We love the Sushi Bar here. And So we would highly recommend, if you're a sushi person, not doing teppanyaki but getting a table, because while they were able to bring us a little bit of sushi at the teppanyaki table, we could get whatever we wanted while we were seated. If we weren't doing teppanyaki, teppanyaki is more of a set menu kind of deal. So we absolutely loved the time. We actually didn't do teppanyaki and just ate sushi. It was really, really great, and a great way to introduce our kids to sushi. They really enjoyed it. There's some other beautiful restaurants here in Los Cabos, and I'll bring up here one of them for you. This is the sunset view from the Mexican restaurant, and just absolutely beautiful if you love sunsets. It looks out over the pool, looks out over the ocean. It's just gorgeous. On top of that building, they actually do private events. It would make for an absolute beautiful dinner reception to a wedding or something like that. We saw a company doing one up there for a company corporate event. So just a really cool vibe, a cool place. We enjoyed our time at the Mexican restaurant. It wasn't probably our absolute most favorite, but the view was probably our favorite. It has an incredible view. It's a great place to go and sit in an evening and watch the sunset. So all in all, we really loved the food. I didn't take pictures at their Italian restaurant or their steakhouse, but the Italian was probably our favorite, second to the Asian. And it was great steak, great food. Our kids tried some fun things, and we really did just love the food. And I'm picky about all-inclusive food, and it was really good. And they did also always have kid options. We ate at the Brazilian steakhouse as well, which is really fun if your kids haven't experienced that kind of environment before. But one of the things that we really liked is that they did have kid-friendly menu options everywhere. So even if the adults were getting, a filet or something really nice, they had pretty much chicken nuggets or macaroni and cheese everywhere. And my youngest is a very picky eater, unfortunately, and they bent over backwards to accommodate her little 3-year-old self. And we were really grateful. It made for very easy meal times. And it made it special for us too as adults that we weren't stuck with subpar food. Or really love about this resort are the pools. Now there's several pools at Hard Rock. Some of them are quieter. We spent most of our time at the main activity pool, and I'm going to bring up a photo of it here. And what I really loved about this pool, if you have kids, is that you can see kind of those tiered chairs in the distance, and this one's right by this main infinity pool here. This is an absolute, and actually those are my daughters swimming in there. I would park myself right on those chairs underneath an umbrella right there by the edge of the infinity pool, and I could see the water slides, I could see the infinity pool in front of me, and I had the ocean. That all faces the ocean. So as a mom, for me to be able to sit and watch my kids, whether they were going down the water slides, which are super fun, or whether they're in this great infinity pool, there's a swim up bar right next to it, and it faces out to the ocean. I had a fabulous view. I could see my kids. It was really set up well. It's just kind of this little nook that you can sit in, and you can kind of get the best of all the worlds, from the ocean to the pool to all of it. Now, I would say the ocean here is beautiful, but it is not swimmable. So if that is something that's really important to you to be able to get into the ocean, this is not the best, would not be the best resort for you. And Los Cabos in general has a lot of resorts where the waves are too rough for swimming. So you can walk the beach. It is beautiful. I enjoyed looking at it. That's my thing on vacation. I love to sit and watch the waves and just watch the ocean. And you can see cruise ships going by. My kids really enjoyed seeing that sail by. But I loved that there was that spot that just worked super well for our family. As we were coming and going, I felt like I had a good grasp on my kids, but I was also getting me time. And the pool staff was really fabulous. I'll bring up a photo. They have these floating, this is actually like a floating kickboard, and the swim up bar menu, which I thought was just really cute. It's super fun. The swim up bar would serve my kids smoothies, which they thought was awesome. They really, really enjoyed that. And it's just something extra and fun, but Hard Rock does a really good job with those touches, like the kickboard, or even in your room, like they have slippers that say Buenas noches on them, and there's just fun little fun touches everywhere. My kids really enjoyed them, and so did I. It just made the trip extra special. And the pool staff, like I said, was absolutely fabulous. Really, really good at anticipating our needs. I've never had this happen at an all-inclusive resort before, but I was walking, one time my husband was at the spa, and so I had all of our kids, and we were walking down, and it was this whole posse of, of my stuff, right? I had the stroller, I had the baby, I had her puddle jumper, I had all these things. And then me, right, trying to walk my kids. If any mom has done this, where you have all your stuff and you're walking. And one of the pool attendants saw me. It was early in the morning. We had just finished breakfast, and he came over and was like, oh no, So first he goes, you're going to need towels. And so he went and got towels for me, towels for the kids, followed me to where I wanted to sit, set up the umbrella for me, put all the towels down because my hands were already full with the kids and the stroller. So it was just so nice because I didn't then have to like leave my kids to go get the towels or figure out how I was going to carry more than I already was. Like he's like, no, you sit, you relax. I'm going to get all of this set up for you. They were super great about bringing margaritas, which my drink of choice, but as well as food. Like, my youngest would fall asleep in the afternoon after swimming for most of the morning, so I would kind of have to sit with her. Well, they were really great at coming by and like, what do you need? And they would have a whole bunch of food poolside, so that it was easy to get grilled meats, tacos, guacamole, chips, all kinds of really yummy things right there by the pool, which made it super easy for me as a parent. And as lunchtime would approach, it was really easy to get our kids fed without having to get everybody dry, everybody in somewhere. We were just able to eat poolside, which is it's really great when you're traveling with kids. And the food was really, really good. Highly recommend the guacamole. It was fantastic. But I loved that the staff was so great. I've never had someone like look at me and go, oh, I should help this woman with all of her stuff. So I really appreciated how attentive the pool staff was. And they were also really great with kids. So here is one of the entertainment staff. She came over to our kids as they were swimming. You can see we have a smoothie from the swim up bar. And she is helping them with their Spanish. So some of our older kids traveling with us had taken Spanish. And they were learning some new words and practicing with her. It was super fun to engage the kids that way, to teach them something new. And she was really great with them. So we really appreciated her attention. And they did have live music and DJ sometimes going on at the main activity pool just up above from those tiers. They would do a foam party occasionally. So really and we did take our kids to the foam party, and they really did enjoy it. It's like a giant bubble bath. And they had a lot of fun, although, word to the wise, if you have young swimmers, the foam can get very high. So you do need to watch your kids, because if they go under, it's easy to miss them. So make sure if you have young swimmers and you're at the foam party that you're watching them. But I loved this. Like I said, they do have water slides. It's, I believe, a 42-inch height requirement for these, but my kids went down these all the time. And I loved, like I said, that I could sit from those tiered chairs and see this as well, and see them empty out into the pool next to me, so I could always be watching for them. And we saw plenty of adults using those water slides too. Let me tell you, they did really enjoy them. So it's just, the active pool is just a fantastic area. And like I said, here are those tiered chairs going up, and there's another, like I said, main pool up there on that upper deck where there's more music and different things going on. But I loved these for young swimmers, or if you had like I had a 3-year-old traveling with me. The water is super shallow, and so she was able to splash and play near me without me having to be in the pool or swimming or watching her constantly. It was a really easy area for her, while I could also watch her older siblings go down the slides. So just really a fantastic setup for multi-generation, different age kids. Let's bring this one up. Now this is, like I said, this is that infinity pool. This was my view. So like I was able to sit and really enjoy this. My daughter's there waving in the pool while looking out over to the ocean, and it was just gorgeous. Los Cabos is known for its sunshine, beautiful skies, absolutely lovely pool area. And here's my 3-year-old as she was getting to play next to me. Lots of fun, and it was just super easy to watch her because she was so close. And they had really great shallow areas for her to be near me, which I really appreciated. Okay, now this is something we did at the active pool that I highly recommend. These are pool cabanas, and you can sometimes couples would get them for a honeymoon or a special occasion, but I love them for families. They were fantastic because I don't know if you could tell. So that door leads to a private bathroom, as well as across the hall from there is a private shower. You have your own sink there. You can see the seating area, and you can see the couches here. And then I'll bring up another photo. Here's your own private 2 chairs. And these sit right next to the main activity pool. They come with a bottle of either wine, or there's a couple different options, levels of champagne and different things that also determine the rental price for the day. And we loved this option because it was so incredibly convenient. It was worth absolutely renting them, and you do have to reserve ahead of time. So we do recommend doing that as soon as possible. If you can, sometimes they allow you to do it ahead of time, but if not, to do it as soon as you get there for your stay, if you want a day of those, because it really was. This is our view from our cabana. It was set up. There were 2 dedicated butlers for the pool cabanas, and they took care of absolutely everything. It was so nice. Like this is I'll bring up the tacos. This was our lunch a lot of days. Which were poolside, which was absolutely fabulous. And then here you can see my kids in the afternoon, and this is what I loved about the pool cabanas. The kids would, my youngest was too little to be out in the sun all the time. And so we would bring a sticker book. We would bring some things for her to do when she needed some time out of the sun to rest, because eventually she'd fall asleep and nap. She was still napping. And so we would have that space in the shade, but I also had access then to the butlers who were bringing food and drinks for my kids and helping with all of that, especially if my husband was golfing or doing something else. I had all of that built-in help. It was so nice. It was so relaxing. It actually meant I got to go on vacation because they were so great at making sure we had everything we needed, but then the kids also just had a spot. Like I could stay there. They knew where they could find me. I could see them swimming, and we would, like I said, I had our stroller. I had some other of her favorite snacks. I had things with us. I had a lot of stuff, and it was just a dedicated spot. It was reserved for us in the morning. We didn't have to worry about trying to find chairs together or anything like that. It was our spot. And again, if any parent knows, going to the bathroom at a pool can be chaotic because some kids need watched, as well as another child needs to go to the bathroom. Private bathroom right there, game changer. It was so nice because I could send a kid to the bathroom while still watching other ones swim, or not have to leave a sleeping baby, or I could go to the bathroom with my baby sleeping just a few feet away and not be worried. It's super convenient. Absolutely recommend it. And this is Hard Rock does have a program with some additional inclusions where you can use some resort credit to do some different activities, to do spa, to do pool cabana rentals, and you pay a 25% service fee on those. It was absolutely worth using our resort credit on. We did it more than one day. It was so convenient. We loved it. It made our vacation for us. And if you're interested in learning more about that, in the notes, I will have a link to a full blog post I did just on everything you need to know about renting a pool cabana at Hard Rock Los Cabos. Make sure you check that out. It's really fabulous. And we also have spa reviews if you're thinking about using your resort credit. There, we spent quite a bit of time at the spa, not just the adults, but the kids. They have a Rockstar Kid package. I have done a review of that as well, and I'll drop a link to that. You can check it out. It's absolutely fabulous, and I highly recommend it. The kids had a blast. So let me bring up this photo. This is the quiet pool. So I've shown you mostly the active pool, but this is right here. This is a quiet pool off of a different view within of buildings and rooms. So there were lots of pool options if you did not want to be in the more active areas, didn't want to be by the pool slides. There were other places you could go that were quieter, and lots of nooks and crannies. So if you're traveling with grandparents that want something quieter, they don't have to be at the water slides all day. They could go find, there's another place that they could go and just chill. This is really, really nice. Let me bring this up here. Like I said, they took great care of me and brought me all kinds of margaritas. While I was in my pool cabana, the butlers took fantastic care of me. And here is a lobby shot. This is where you may arrive. This is a great area in the evening to hang out. And I love that this resort is really made for people to gather. It really is a great place to travel with friends. We found it to be fantastic. But in the evenings, just beyond those hanging lights there is a huge projection screen, and they will put sporting events up on there. So we found lots of adults hanging out there watching their favorite sporting events, and just across the way is a fantastic bar with tons of specialty drinks. You can still, there weren't a ton of kids in there, but your kids were allowed in there if you needed to go, get a drink or whatever. There are fantastic seating options. So in the evenings, there is a full kids and teen club here. And we loved that we could send our kids actually went to the kids club and teen club one evening, and we were able then to go up. We stopped at the bar, we got a drink. It was really, really nice. And there's this beautiful, beautiful patio, just like you can see the sporting event screen there on the right, on the bottom right. This beautiful terrace, and they had live music going. We had a lovely drink. It was a very beautiful, night. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't too cold. It was one of those nights you love to sit and chill. And all these couches and all these seating areas, there was tons of seating available, and the adults just kind of chilled out and enjoyed our stay. And we had this time while our kids were super happy playing down with the kids staff and the teen staff, and we didn't have to worry about where they were. We absolutely loved that. They do have a full cafe, which was great. We were able to get our coffee fix in the evening before going to see some of the shows, and the shows are family friendly. I think our favorite was probably the Mexican music night. They had some mariachi. It was really well done. We really enjoyed that. So the entertainment staff worked really hard. There were lots of options, but our kids swam all day. And while we did not do a ton of tours, because in Los Cabos, a lot of the tours are water-based. There are some others that aren't boat or water-based, but a lot of the ones where you can use the resort credit are water-based and aren't appropriate for kids under 5. So some of the sailing and things, they don't want super young children on because they're just not big enough, and the ocean can get quite rough. So because of that, we did not take a lot of tours, but our friends who had older kids did. And so they went out to see the arches. They took a beautiful catamaran ride. They did a swim with the dolphins with their resort credits. There really are all of these great experiences you can go have together as a family. And even if you have multiple families traveling together, like I said, and someone wants to stay, with the littlest kids, like I said, they make it easy for that person who's staying with the littlest kids, while maybe some of the bigger kids want to go meet a dolphin or, go shop in town or do something cool. They had tons of great options. And I love that that was built in and super easy then to expand your vacation budget and get the most out of your trip in a really easy way. It just made so many fun memories, and it made it so easy for all of us. So like I said, I absolutely loved this resort. They went above and beyond for me, for our kids. They didn't know I was coming to do a review. I didn't tell them. But this is just a fantastic option. And so if you follow Vacations Live very often, you know that we're travel advisors who are making the best global experiences for our clients. And this is one that I really would love for a destination wedding, especially if you have kids coming. They have some beautiful wedding locations. It's great for people who just have different interests and want a really good vibe. It has a good energy. It's not too sleepy. It's not too crazy. It really just had a great feel to it. I absolutely loved it, and I highly recommend it. So if you have questions about Hard Rock Los Cabos, go ahead and leave them for me. I'll be happy to get back to you. And if you're thinking about trying to find the right resort for you, or you want to look at your next vacation now, where you want to go next, if you're thinking about maybe rescheduling a trip that got canceled earlier this year and you want to move to next spring break or things, we're already booking out spring break for next year. So think about traveling together with the family. Think about where you would want to go next. Contact us to talk to a travel advisor to really expertly craft that trip to make sure it fits you just perfect. We're so excited. We love working with y'all. If you have any questions, let us know. But until then, travel smart, travelers. We'll see you soon.